goal of this video is so that I can show you exactly how to take an AI agent and plug it into your e-commerce store so it can handle all of your customer support emails and concerns. Now, I'm going to break it down as simple as possible so that you can go ahead and implement that today. And this is going to save you time or your employees time. So let's jump into the workflow and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Okay, so now we're inside the workflow builder and we're looking at the e-commerce customer support agent. Don't be intimidated by what you're looking at. We're going to break it down very simply into 3 parts and then we're going to build it on from there. I'm also going to give you a bit of foundation on how to think about these automations so you're not misled and you can manage your expectations with them. Remember, these can become really effective if you know how to use them correctly. Okay, so it's broken down into 3 steps. The first part is receiving the email and then categorizing the information that you receive. And then it's building the AI agent, which is going to act as your employee handling these support emails. And we're going to attach a brain to it, which is the chat model, give it memory, and then a database which it can have access to. So it's information that an employee would have, all past information on products, and as well as concerns that were addressed, FAQs, and a bunch of your information that you need for your company, for your employee to access or the AI agent to access. You're going to upload it to this database. And then the third part is sending the email, marking it as read, and then updating your CRM and then notifying yourself that a support email has come in and been addressed. Okay. Remember that business problems are always going to remain business problems, so the goal here is to solve them with efficiency. And we've seen that through recent studies as well as other companies using these type of AI customer support bots. It can manage typically around 80% of your support questions, and that's giving your employees more free time to handle those complex tasks. Maybe view the entire support questions from a bird's eye view. That way you can solve the concerns rather than constantly deal with them on a daily basis, as well as it speeds up resolution time. That way keeping the customer up to date, letting them know that you care about the concerns that they are bringing to you. And overall, that's obviously going to boost productivity. We see that it's doing that by 66%, saving you around 7.5 hours per week. The goal here is that it's going to be working 24/7, so no matter whenever this question comes in, your customer is going to be able to respond from you and you're going to be able to handle that problem. Now, to get started, you're going to need to connect your Gmail. So you're going to need a Gmail account. You're going to have to connect your OpenAI. You're going to need an account there, as well as a Superbase account, a Google Sheet, and a Telegram account. Now, the Telegram part is not in this workflow. It's in the workflow above, which I will walk you through how that works at the end of this video. So let's get started. I'm going to open up a new workflow builder and we're going to start building the workflow from there. Okay, so this is a new slate, a workflow that we're going to start with. Let's start with adding a step. We're going to add the Gmail. We're going to click over there. And now we're going to leave this as every minute and message received. You want to send yourself an email so that you can pull this data. I've sent myself an email already. Okay, so I've fetched the information. As we can see here, the email is how long does the project take to complete. We have who the email is from and the subject. I'm going to pin this data so that we can use it throughout the workflow. Let's head over back, and now we're going to use the edits field. So the reason for this field is so that we can segment each part of the email that we'd like to pull through, the data that we'd like to pull through. We're going to bring over the email body. We're going to call it email body. We then going to pull over where the email is from. So the customer email, the subject, as well as the support ID. That's the step. Everything's working successfully, so we can head over out. And that's the first part that's been built. Now we're going to go ahead and add in the AI agent. Select that. I'm going to come out again, and now I'm going to connect the chat model, the memory, and the tool. Without the chat model, the AI agent is not going to have a brain, so you want to leave this connected to your account. Leave this as it is. Come back out, go click on memory, select the first option. We want to head down, define below, pull over the email as the key, and we want to head back out, and then we want to select the tool. The tool is the database. You can add multiple tools. For this, we're going to be using the database, and we want to ensure that our AI agent and the brain has access to this database so it can use it to answer all questions. Okay, we're going to make sure that your account's connected. Operation mode, we're going to leave it as retrieve documents as tool for an AI agent. We're then going to describe what it needs to do. So work with your data in the Superbase, use the information. I've already prompted it, so I'm just going to paste it in. Use the information in the vector database as a reference to answer any questions. And we want to select the table that we're going to be using, and that's within my Superbase account. The table name is documents, so I've selected that. I'm going to go to options, and we want to query name, match documents. Let's head back out because we need to add one more step for the database to work. We're going to go to embedding, and we're going to select embeddings OpenAI. That's sorted. The reason for that is so that embeddings, the database, the vector database simply works with numbers. So we want to translate text into numbers so that it can feed that to the AI. And let's head over here and let's execute the step. Execute step. That's working correctly, so we can head out. So far, everything's been working perfectly. Now we've receiving the emails, we've set up the AI and how it needs to think. What we also need to do is prompt the AI so that it can understand how to act. So for that, we're going to head into the AI agent. We're going to set this to define below. The prompt user message, we're going to drop in the body, email body. We're then going to go to options, system message, and let me open this up for you. This is where you're going to instruct your AI on how to act. So look at it as training your AI. Okay. And I've already written out the prompt, so I'm going to paste it in. I've divided it up into role, tools, and rules. The role is explaining exactly what the role is of the AI in the company. And the tools is that we've attached. We're telling it that it needs to use the database to answer all questions. And we went ahead and wrote out a couple of rules. Always use the database when answering questions. Always provide a full, helpful answer in every reply. Keep it friendly, professional tone, and that reflects the Real Intelligence brand. Okay, and it goes on to list a couple more, and it goes on to finally say the email should be short and to the point without holding back any information. Sign it off with my name and RI support team. So you can go ahead and input the rules that you would like if you've used other tools, but for this example you're only going to be using your database, so you will state this, and the role is explaining exactly that it's a customer support agent that handles all customer queries. Okay, we've done that. We've specified the user message, added the option. I'm going to execute the step to see if it works. And it works perfectly fine. Drafted the email. Let's go back. So every single step here is working. We can head on to the last step, which is sending the email and then updating the CRMs. We're going to send the email. This is a reply to the email that we've received from the customer. We're going to head over to edit fields. Message ID, we're going to drop it in. And we're going to drop in the message from the agent, which is the output. We're going to head back. And now we're going to mark it as read. The message ID. Why is it not listed? Okay, there we go. And we can execute that step. That's working perfectly fine. Now we've added in the send message. We've marked it as read. We need to add in the step where we get notified on Slack. So we go there, we're going to send ourselves a message in the channel. So once that opens, you need to send a message within channel, select channel. Within our Slack, we have a channel called YouTube. We got to create your channel, whichever one that you're using, and select it from the drop down list. We want it as simple text. And the message here, we want to prompt it exactly what it needs to update us on. This can be whatever message you'd like to receive. Do you want the email thread? Do you want the customer email, the response from the agent? Depends on what you want to go ahead and collect. I'm just going to use support email update. Let me go ahead and open this up so it's easier for you to see. Support email update, and we want to pull through the email, customer email, concern, or you can even have it as question, query, whatever suits you best. And we can have the support ID should we want to look it up. Let's go ahead and pull all of those in the body, which is the concern. Then we want a customer email. There we go. And the support ID. Remember, you can tailor this summary to what you would like to see on your update, knowing whatever information keeps you updated and makes you know exactly, okay, I know what's going on. That's working perfectly fine. You can see it input all the data on the right hand side. So that was successful. And we're going to move over to the Google Sheet. This is updating our CRM, the sheet that we created. You can see that it ran a few times. I'm going to delete it so now when I test it again, you'll be able to see that will populate. Okay, let's head back to the workflow. We want to append row in sheet, the sheet that we just created. My Google account's connected. Make sure to connect your Google Sheets account to NNN before creating this workflow. Append row. We want to select the document, customer support update, and sheet 1. Okay, so let's map this out. I just want to make sure that we have all the fields, and we do. Okay, perfect. Customer name, the email from the customer, the concern, which is the email body, and okay, let's try it out now. Okay, perfect. So while building out the workflow, sometimes you'll notice that, okay, when you execute the final step, maybe I could add in a different piece of data source, or maybe I could collect different kind of information. So it's important to first build, instead of trying to gather everything, build with the base model. And then as you're building, you'll see that you'll be able to add different information and pull different information as well. Don't try and map out everything to perfection at first. Build your base model. And as you're gathering information, you're going to notice, okay, there's some loopholes here and I can connect that information. Well, that's working perfectly fine. So all the steps we see is working so far. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to send myself a new email, execute the workflow, and then watch it go through the entire process. Okay, so now I'm inside the email. I'm going to send myself a email. Let's call the subject lead time. While the project lead time, how long does a AI automation process take to build? Okay, myself. What I'm going to do is unpin this information so we can retest the workflow. Fetch test event. Okay, there we go. Hi, how long does an AI automation process take to build? So we've seen that whole process worked. I'm going to execute the workflow. Okay, let's check our email. Okay, so we see here's the question and here's the response. Thank you for your question. Typically, building an AI automation process takes around 3 to 10 days, and the duration depends on the complexity. So this response is being taken from the database, because this is exactly what's written in the database. Obviously, the AI words it differently now and then, but it touches on all the important points, and it signs it off exactly the way we said it asks it to. Even if you have specific requirements, a particular project in mind, I'd be happy to provide more tailored estimate. Okay, you can obviously go ahead and tweak this and give AI more instructions on how you'd like the response to be and what specific points you'd like it to touch on. Let's head back, and the next step we need to check if it updated us. There we go. It updated us with the email. The concern was how long does the automation take, and it gave us the support ID. Now we head back and we look at the database. Let's refresh this. Okay, after refreshing, we can see that the customer name, the email, as well as the question popped up and the response. So the CRM's updated. You have a log of the ticket, and as well as you've been notified, and this is going to run on loop whenever any questions come in. Your AI is going to address it, and you're going to have it updating you and tracking everything that's been done. This is a basic model for one channel. You can create it for multiple channels that you have. If we head over to another workflow, we can look over here. This is a similar concept but a different build, and what we're looking at here is the email comes in, we go ahead and do the same steps. It pulls from the same database, but it creates a draft, and then the human, whether it's you or your employee, looks at the draft and then decides whether this is correct, do we need to add anything, and then sends it through to the customer. So it's a intervention by a human process as well. It's not a full process like the one that we built where the AI would analyze. We're done building out the AI automation agent, and now I want to make it even more simple for you to go ahead and get started with building out this customer support agent. So I put together a free resource guide breaking down the prompts, adding how to connect the credentials, as well as adding the template for you to go ahead and copy and paste into your business. How to get access to that is I've left a link below. All you have to do is join the free community and you'll have access to all of those resources. Now, if you found this a little helpful or it helped you in any way, go ahead and share and give us a comment and a like. That way it helps me put out more videos like this to help you out. That will be all for today.